Hey, this is Dan of Vagabond Awake, the YouTube channel for Vagabond Buddha. Are you wondering what is the best health insurance for expats living in the Philippines? So today I started by Googling the phrase best health insurance for expats living in the Philippines and start collecting data for you. I'll show you beautiful videos of the Philippines we took this past week as I discuss this topic and I integrate the information I learned in search today with conversations I've had with expats living here in the Philippines. One of the first plans you'll learn about in the Philippines is a public option called PhilHealth. It's a public health service, but many expats living in the Philippines purchase the coverage for 17,000 pesos per year, or $343, according to this source, link provided. At the end of this video, I'll show you how to get all this in writing, so you don't need to take notes. So if you click on the web page, I'll show you a link that has for PhilHealth. If you click the Z benefits documents above, you'll see the types of insurance or services listed on PhilHealth's webpage that they cover medically. But I have also heard there is a possibility to cover more kinds of diseases with additional premiums. So, talk to the PhilHealth people at the link I provide if you have questions about that. But just on their webpage, they talk about different kinds of cancer and heart disease, the biggies that people worry about. Several local expats have not registered, who have not registered for retirement visas, but are just here on extended month-to-month tourist visas, have said they are on the PhilHealth insurance. So it is available even without the retirement visa. Tourist visas can be extended here for up to 36 months without doing a visa run. So many expats feel that the PhilHealth insurance is just basic, and they've had decided to buy private insurance. Some expats buy PhilHealth as a base plan, and then they buy international public health care policies as supplemental. Others don't bother buying PhilHealth, and they just purchase only the private health plans I'm about to tell you a little bit about. Other expats don't buy any insurance at all. They just plan to pay for treatment with their own money as problems arise. One expat told me that this kind of self-insurance is a bad idea because they will require a large deposit when you arrive at the hospital before rendering any services. So even if you have the money to pay for it, they're going to want you to put up a deposit, and that can be difficult if it's an emergency. And maybe you're not conscious. So that's one example. To give you an idea of what private international insurance plans costs, I did a search online. There are several companies selling health insurance plans online for the Philippines and other parts of Southeast Asia. I'm just picking one randomly to give you an idea of what is available. There's a link here, by the way, to this place. It's called Pacific Prime. They're actually brokers that can sell you policies from different ones. One webpage near the top states, Pacific Prime provides international health insurance plans for expats living overseas in any country of the world, including the Philippines. We are able to offer policies to individuals of any age, and the plans we work with are often guaranteed renewable for life. As insurance broker, Pacific Prime works with more than 60 leading global insurance providers of all which specialize in providing comprehensive expat medical insurance. Again, link provided. The webpage also includes a widget on the right that says free to compare instant online quotes. So I gave it a try. I selected coverage in the Philippines as my base country for an indefinite period of time. For only inpatient coverage, 59 years old male. That would imply that I go to the hospital, I need heart surgery, cancer sort of treatments, and that's taken care of. As opposed to outpatient, like at a doctor's office, I would just pay for that myself. Anyway, I filled in as shown on the web page, my age and a couple different things. You can see what I put in, and you can change it and hit the button yourself and see what the quotes are for several different companies. By the way, I'm not getting a commission if you do anything with this insurance webpage information. This is just my personal search. I'm not a health insurance agent or expert, so don't assume I know anything or have any inside knowledge on this subject. these companies or the quality of coverage. I'm just a guy with a computer and internet access, curious about a subject, and I'm sharing what I found. Once you complete the form and you hit the button, there'll be about 10 pages of companies you can pick. Some of the companies provide 4 or 5 different plans. You pick the ones you're interested in. You pick the deductible you like, a premium you like, and you hit compare, and it'll compare the plans for you. Then you select the one you want to compare. 5 or 6 plans. See the additional, hit the additional compare button. Then they give you a page of information that lets you read the coverage differences between the companies that you're comparing. At the end of this video, I'll tell you how to get all of this in writing. So, as you can see, the comparison topics are inpatient, outpatient, maternity, dental, well-being, optical, chronic, claims, and others. In the ones that I picked, there are plans running from about $1,000 to $3,000 per year. That's your once-a-year premium, with deductibles running from about $0 to $15,000 US per year. I'm not sure what is important to you in terms of what coverage you'd want, but here's some of my thoughts that occur to me when I start reading the comparisons between these products. Other thoughts will occur to you, of course. Coverage area. As I mentioned, this is a base country, and some of these plans will cover you in large areas, some worldwide. So you have to think about that. What do I want? Where do I want to be covered? Just in the Philippines, just in Southeast Asia, or wherever I go in the world. The widget allows you to select the base countries. Some of these plans cover, as I say, only the base area and a few surrounding countries. So you have to think about whether you are stationary or whether you're traveling, maybe slow traveling the world like I like to do, and which plan is best for you. Okay, next, think about your home country and your age. Many countries around the world provide excellent health care for their citizens, no matter their age. So you could just fly home and get your coverage at home. So you would just need to get stabilized. Other countries provide no health care to their citizens. If you're from the USA, the government provides coverage for their senior citizens starting at around 65 years of age. For example, Americans 65 and older and Europeans of any age have free or almost free health care when they're in their home country. In that case, if you get sick, you may want to return to your home country to receive expensive or specialized care that may not be as good in a foreign country, like the Philippines, say. Plus, then you'll be around your family when you undergo life-threatening surgeries or disease. In that case, you'll want to make sure your policy includes repatriation. That means they fly you home to your home country if you get sick. Repatriation coverage can vary, so ask questions. Make sure to read the details. But this coverage is meant to cover the expenses to fly you back to your home country in the event you become ill. Make sure to check the limits on this and what it covers. The goal is to get you home where you have free coverage in your home country or to the country you want to go to receive treatment. Does the policy cover you if it's hard to move you because of emergency medical conditions? That's what repatriation coverage is all about. What about evacuation? What if you're hiking up a mountain and take a tough fall? Does the insurance cover the cost of getting you to the hospital locally? What does the coverage include? Helicopters, ambulance? Are you a scuba diver? Does it cover decompression chambers if you have to accelerate to the top of the water too quickly? Okay, cancer. The big killers around the world are cancer, heart disease, and stroke. Make sure the policy covers cancer, surgery, chemotherapy, and post-cancer reconstructive surgery if you plan on getting it done in your base country rather than flying home. Heart disease, stroke. Make sure the policy covers surgery, chemotherapy, and physical recovery in case you have physical therapy required. What about motorcycle accidents? And by the way, what kinds of insurance? Is it just, and then heart disease, is it just heart attacks? Is it bypass, stents? What about strokes? Does it cover brain surgery? Do they have the capability in that country? And if not, where could you go for coverage, and does it cover that? Motorcycle accidents. Does the policy include surgery and recovery therapies? Does it include missing limbs? If you need a limb replaced from a motorcycle accident. Does it require you to wear a helmet or you're not getting coverage? If so, are you wearing a helmet? You should be wearing a helmet anyway. Okay, and then card guaranteed access. In some countries, you need to prove the ability to pay before medical treatment is administered. Often this can be satisfied by showing the hospital or doctor an insurance card. Otherwise, you may have to post a big deposit at the hospital before treatment begins. So you need to be clear about that when you talk about the insurance coverage. If you buy this company's health insurance, will the hospital in the country you're living recognize this company's health card and start your treatment? Maybe the policy is just for reimbursement. You have to pay first to get coverage. Maybe you'll need to make a deposit even though you are insured. Ask these questions. Pre-existing conditions. Do you have any pre-existing conditions? How long do you have to wait before they are covered under the policy? Renewal guaranteed and maximum increases. Imagine you're covered for 11 months on a new policy. In the 11th month, you find out you're sick and your recovery will take 6 months. So you decide to renew your policy. Do you have that right now? Can they deny you the following year now that they know you're sick? Ask that question. Plus, even if they must cover you the next year, can they increase your coverage as much as they want now that they know you're sick? Or is it a maximum amount they can increase each year? You need to ask these questions. What about non-elective medical tourism? What if you found out that you have some disease that has only about a 50% cure rate in your policies-based country? But then you learn that the cure rate is 70 or 80% higher in another country. Maybe you're in the Philippines and you find out there's a hospital in India or Malaysia or Thailand that has a much higher survival rate, better doctors, better surgeons, whatever the case may be. Will this policy pay for this kind of non-elective medical tourism? Maybe they won't let you fly to the US or Europe, but India, Malaysia, Thailand, they might have comparable costs but better coverage. Will the insurance company pay for that? Or do you have to receive
what about
treatment
comments?
in the base company?
Many expats
listening to this video right now have experienced some of these problems, not just in the Philippines, but all over Southeast Asia and the world potentially. Many have lived for years as expats and know the tricks of the trade about medical insurance and coverage. I would like to formally invite them to comment below on this difficult subject, and feel free to criticize anything I've said or failed to say in this video. I'd also like to invite some of you to come on the channel and share what you are doing about insurance, whether or not you have it, and what you're paying. The goal is to inform new expats about the best health insurance for expats living in the Philippines or other parts of the world. Click the link in the notes below this YouTube video to get all of this in writing. At that link, you'll also see our catalog of over 50 retire cheap overseas reports all over the world. Plus, make sure to grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for over 13 years. This is Dan of Vagabond Awake, the YouTube channel for Vagabond Buddha. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner? Thanks for watching.